$199 for a deposit. It's $13.99 to have. The deposit's $299 and it's $21.99, and that's $2,190.
She's been putting some stuff in her mouth, and they took the picture and surprised her, like,
She looks more like a chipmunk than the last figure.
Yeah.
Maybe you like the designs from the Cyberverse cartoon.
I doubt it. I don't know. This head looks like it could fit Magnus, and Magnus's head should fit on this one.
It's good. I don't like Starscream's giant null rays. They're way too long, and I don't like his from the knee down.
I did not notice those null rays. Those are more like crutches.
I was gonna pick it up if they fix that.
To buy the upgrade kit.
All right, welcome back, Transformers fans. We're back with another round of news. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And before we get into it, you can see we're probably not at our normal locations. So we are recording this a little bit early. The Decepticon command here has to go over the new recruits that were just shown off at PulseCon. So please take that with a grain of salt. And so if we miss anything, it'll be on the next round of news. So stay tuned for that. And let's get into it. So the first thing are some TFCon news. So Gary Chalk, who was Optimus Primal, and Optimus Prime and Armada will be at Orlando. So that's pretty cool. I think you should meet him so you could have another Optimus Prime voice actor under your belt.
Those are not my primes. Peter Cullen is okay. I will be skipping these, but I think this is your prime, so I definitely think you should do it with that Optimus Primal.
The only prime that's my prime is Nemesis Prime. Let's get going into what is just announced. Now, we did just show off the PulseCon exclusives and everything, but here's a full look at the poster. I looked through this and I didn't see anything that we missed. Everything's pretty much laid out besides Tidal Wave on Megatron. That one was a little, in there, and it looks like there's another Rock Lord type of person. But other than that, everything has already been shown off, I guess, besides Magmatron in the center. So this is really cool. Any thoughts about this?
The poster looks great. I'm not sure about all the characters in it, but the poster looks great. I'm very curious to see how all of these come out in the toy line, of course, because that's definitely where it makes the big difference at. But I'm interested in it.
Yeah,
probably not as interested as I would be in picking up the figures as much as I've been in previous lines, but it looks good. There's some in here that I'm very excited for, but like I said on that episode, the previous episode, Hasbro needs to gain my trust back before I spend the amount of money that they're asking. But that's enough of that. Why don't we go on to some of the actual product images? So they actually showed them off since we last recorded that. And I think it gives a little bit more insight. I did skip the animated figures because we talked about those for, I think, 2 or 3 episodes in a row. So let's start off with the Core Class Boulder Crash. Wow, that's a mouthful. Do these images change your mind at all about this? I think these images look better. I like the head on the bot, but that's probably about it. I don't think I'll be picking this up still, but it does look better from this. And the trike alt mode looks better from this angle. It's when you turn it around and see the back that it looks really bad.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you that these pictures actually make it look kind of nice. I do like that head. Hasbro has really been knocking it apart. I'll give Hasbro their due when they actually do something good. And they have been knocking it out of the park with these head sculpts. They have all been really good on the exclusives, on the mainland. They've been doing great. And this is no exception. I just think it looks so boring. It's all one color. Honestly, if there was a little bit of contrast in there, maybe some silver or black or something, I might pick this up and just make it not a rock person, make it a mutated Unicronian minion or something like that. But this is just too boring for me.
I agree. It is really boring. I understand why it's the single color or, kind of 2 colors in there. It makes sense if it came from the same quarry of rock, and then, makes sense. But just not an appealing figure for me.
Yeah, same here. Next, we've got Core Class Energon Megatron. Do these pictures change your mind at all?
I thought it looked good from the beginning.
and this actually looks really good. The alt mode looks a lot cleaner than I thought it did at first. We can see it. The paint looks good on there. I like it, and honestly, I may pick this up even.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, honestly. This looks really good for core class, and I forgot that I have a whole Decepticon core class collection at my work on my desk. And this would fit right in there. I will throw away that crappy Megatron that came out. I do not like that Megatron, and this will be the new Decepticon leader for now. Not saying that I think he should surpass Megatron. Don't get my words twisted, Mr. G1. But as a figure, I think this one looks nicer than that tank Megatron that came out.
I haven't opened those yet, so I can't really.
What are those? 4 years old?
Yeah, it's oops. So I can't say anything about that. I just think that this looks good. So whether it's in its cardboard box when I get it and it stays there for a while, I think I am going to pick this one up.
All right. Well, let's move on to another core class, which is Tasmania Kid, or as I call him, Snarl. That's the figure I had as a kid. And these pictures do look better. But I didn't notice the giant wings that it have, which is just all of the sides of the rodent.
Very, very rat trap-ish.
But it's not the rat trap mold.
It's not.
Now that I can see it, it's completely different.
Yeah, because the feet aren't connected to it and things.
Yeah.
So I also like how the head becomes his feet, which again I never had the original character. I don't know if it's like that on the original toy, but that's kind of different from what I can remember from any of the few Beast Wars toys that I do have. I think it looks okay. This is another one that I was kind of I shouldn't say on the fence about. I wasn't really into getting it, and I may get on the fence and just grab it because I don't have this representation in my collection.
Yeah, the head also looks really good.
It does.
I already talked about that, but I think I will probably be picking this up. I don't like the hands, though. The original toy had the same hands, and I just never liked it. They don't look tough. They don't look imposing. Maybe if they had hands, you could switch out to fists. That would be great. I also think they needed to paint the tip of the gun because it just looks like a big piece of poop. Anything painted. So I think that would have helped out a lot.
I don't know. I think I'm actually okay with the hands. He may have those Will Smith hands and just might smack the hell out of somebody. So I'm okay with it.
Keep my leader's name out your mouth.
Exactly. We've seen what open hands can do. It was the talk of the town. So sorry, Will, had to get you a little bit, but I'm okay with the open hands.
Yeah. So we'll see. I do think this will be making its way into my collection, though, especially at the core class price point, which is still a little overpriced, but
that's what's helping me pick these up is that it is at the core class price and $12, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like this, which is going to be $25, I'm assuming, unless they do a price hike. What do you think about Windblade now that you could see her in clear? I will say it does have a front landing gear. They just didn't have it out.
That was big for me. That was really, really big for me. She looks kind of chunky in the face, like she's been putting some stuff in her mouth, and they took the picture and surprised her,
She looks more like a chipmunk than the last figure.
Yeah, exactly. She hamster mouth here. I still think it definitely looks. The alt mode definitely looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. I'm glad it has landing gear. I think I still may pick it up again because I don't really have a representation from the main line since Titan's Return. So I think I really didn't like Headmasters for all the Titan Return figures. So I think I may pick this up. It'll probably be something I wait on.
That confuses me so much because I think this looks more cartoony than the animated figures.
Really?
And you're A-okay with this, but not the animated figures. I think this looks so bad. Out of all of them, this looks like a child's toy. The curves, everything. This, and look at and then this was the original Windblade that came out in a different color scheme. So I have the original red one. And this is such a downgrade. It's smaller, it's more expensive. It does have ankle articulation, but in my opinion, you cannot beat that one that came out in 2014 with this one. This looks so bad.
I completely agree with you. I don't have this one, so, and honestly,
this is the repaint, so the colors are off. So don't count that against this one.
No, I'm not. But I mean, I really didn't know who Windblade was until the Combiner Wars, the Netflix show. That was, I think, my first time.
She was in that?
I think it was Combiner Wars. Or what?
Oh yes, I'm thinking of the Prime trilogy on Netflix. I'm getting it confused. She was in the Combiner Wars. I never watched that.
Yeah, so that was my first introduction to her. So I would prefer the one on the right, actually, but since I missed out on it, this, again, the only representation I have is the Bingo Toys in MP scale, which I like, and the Titans Return version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I am so shocked that you're even thinking about this with how it looks, but you're saying no to the animated figures that look like 10 times better than this, in my opinion.
Well, again, I have a representation of of what Prime and what B look like.
True. That is true.
And so they don't look like those. It's a far cry from what they look like. So that's why I don't like the animated figures.
Gotcha. Yeah, this will not be making its way to my collection. What about this guy? So I was incorrect when we talked about this. This doesn't look like a remold of Scraphook. But it looks like the same alt mode, so I don't know what they're doing.
I
mean, the whole canopy looks the same, but that doesn't transform the same.
Right. I'm still out on the, rock bra guy. I don't know. I don't even like the crossbow. I don't even like the crossbow. I don't know. It suffers from the same thing as the first one. I mean, with it all being kind of a single color, little variations of the hue of the color. And even initially, I like the head better on what they showed originally. This one, I don't necessarily think I like it in this picture. I don't know. I just can't.
I'm confused. I don't understand what they're trying to do. Rocks, but are cars that transform. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand this. And maybe that's a sign that I'm getting too old.
Yeah, it almost
sounded like you.
In alt mode, it almost looks like the Ironhide from the Combiner Wars. Got dumped in some rocks or something like that. And
yeah, I don't get it.
I'm okay. I will be skipping out on this.
What about Chase? What do these pictures make you think of? Does it help or does it hurt you?
I still feel the same. I think the bot mode looks good. Again, I don't like the head.
See, this is what I'm so confused. You say this head looks too toon, but then you saw that Windblade, which looks twice as toon as this.
I don't know. I don't think so. Honestly, she has a fat face. That's the only thing it looks like to me. She still looks like
She looks like she stepped out of that Cyberverse cartoon. Maybe you like the designs from the Cyberverse cartoon.
I doubt it. I doubt that a lot. The alt mode on this is okay as well. I don't know, and maybe it's the proportion. That head looks like it just looks big as well. I don't know. I can't really call it on this one. It
just doesn't sit right.
It doesn't sit right with me. I don't know if the head looks a little bit too big. I don't know. This head looks like it could fit Magnus, and Magnus's head should fit on this one. But but I don't know. like from the neck down and everything, it looks pretty good. I just don't like that head.
I think that you'll be getting the repaint if it's a character that you think is cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I think this would make a really cool, obviously without the cop stuff, as a really cool like runabout and run amok with the right head.
With the right head.
I think that would look really cool. Way better than the one that actually came out with.
I could dig that. I could definitely get on. Yeah, because I think I like it. I just don't like that head. Yeah. I think that's the only thing.
I think this thing will be making its way into my collection. I like it a lot. I've wanted Rescue Bots characters just because they're different, they're unique, they're new. It's a fresh new take on Transformers. So I think this will, especially for $25. I'll find a place for it in my collection. I think it's cool and unique, and I want to see how it transforms. There's a lot of interesting things going on here that I want to see what's going on, and those hips are the type of hips I like on my Transformers nowadays. It gives all the range of motion, and they still look fine. So I think this one will be making it into my collection.
I like the way the headlights flip up on its legs. That's pretty cool.
It's cool, right? Yeah, I'm like, there's little things here that I want to experience for myself.
And I thought the claw was his hand, but it looks like it's a weapon instead. And I actually like that.
Yeah,
better.
and you could plug it into those things on the side of the car, so he has like little hooks on both arms. So I like this. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, give me a different head. I think I'd be in on this.
Okay. Now here's better images of Thundertron. Now I remember you saying that you were going to pick this up. What are your thoughts now?
I think, again, I'm not familiar with the character. I like the way the head sculpt looks. He looks like an ancient one or something like that. I see that they added the peg leg on him.
I was going to say, he's a pirate, and you hate pirates
I hate the idea
samurais and Transformers.
Yeah, I hate the idea of that. So I definitely
just leave his foot on.
Leave his foot on. I don't like the idea of that, but I like that they give you the option instead. So kudos for Hasbro on that. For balancing people like me who don't like that idea, and then people who want to keep it true. It also looks like his foot becomes part of the sword. It looks like, so you don't have to worry about losing.
So the original one came off, and it just kind of like pegged into the sword. It didn't do anything fancy. It also turned into like a little parrot guy. So I wonder if this could do the same thing.
Oh god.
I think that was unofficial, but that would be really cool if they added that back in.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that idea, but for what it is, the price point would probably keep me out of this. I'd have to see how big it is in person, but $25, I'd be in. 35, I doubt it.
Yeah, I think my problem now that I look at the bot mode is the shoulder pads. They look too big.
They are huge.
And that's because they have the beast mode limbs in them. So, I get why they're big, but they're a little too big. I don't like this head sculpt. I don't know what about it. Maybe I'm too used to the original one, but I remember it having gold crest on his head. I could be wrong. I could be imagining things. That happens a lot. But I think that he had that. Yeah, exactly. God, you brought me into it. So I think this looks okay. I'm not putting a pre-order in. I think Chase is going to be the only one, but I think it looks decent. And it looks like it has a lot of color and paint and stuff, which I didn't originally see. So kudos to Hasbro for doing that with the bronze or gold.
I'll tell you what's really funny about this. I was so uninspired by this. I forgot that I have early access to putting in pre-orders, and I didn't.
Well, I don't know why you would do it on Hasbro Pulse anyway. But let's move on to Leader Class Tigertron. Now, before I get into my rant, why don't you go ahead?
I actually went to a toy store today, and I saw Tigertron and I saw Airazor in two separate packages. And my wife asked me if those were the characters that were on PulseCon, and I said, well, it's actually kind of like a combination of two characters from some type of fusion or whatever. I said I was out on that aspect of Transformers, so I don't know what it is, but it makes me think of my Great Dane, and he's sitting, and I'm like, I just want to say, good dog. You know, I doubt I will be picking this up. It's just too much out of my fandom and my like zone. I think I don't think I'll be picking this up.
That makes sense. For me, this is perfect in the 90s, everything. But I hate all of the hollowness. I don't understand it. The wings are hollow. The guns are hollow. The wings are like some of the biggest things that you see in robot mode and beast mode.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so hollow. The head looks good. The beast mode head looks good. The beast mode proportions are a little wonky.
Those
they were
back
wonky
legs.
on the original toy, but yeah, and it looks even more wonky now. So I think I'm out unless they make Razor Claw. And I did put this in to show with the original one, and the original one wins. For me, at least. It's not the right show colors. It should be purple. It's blue. But as far as looks, the original one looks imposing. The legacy one just looks like every other figure.
I actually disagree. I think I would probably pick up the legacy one, but I do not like the hollowness as well. I mean, I can definitely see on the the old one where they have, you know, the covers on there look like they're screwed in at least or something like that. So that looks a lot better.
And I don't want to have to pay $30 for an upgrade set, because this figure, let's be honest, I haven't touched that Transmetal 2 Megatron, didn't get it. I have other versions of that. But I think this thing's like 7 inches tall, if they said it's supposed to go up against that. And that is so small for a leader class figure. That's not worth $80 some odd, if not more.
I would definitely not pay that.
Well, because with the upgrade set.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So, like, I'll take Razor Claw because that's my boy, but this is not doing it for me.
And I would have passed on that one as well, or clearly I did, since this is my first time seeing it. So this was
on Razor Claw.
Yes, this is
Tigerhawk.
I'm sorry. That shows you again how much I care about it. I meant the G1 or not G1, the original that you're showing right here. Okay. This is my first time seeing.
You were totally out at that.
Yeah,
I remember picking up this original in Walmart, back in the day. So, and maybe it's my rose tinted glasses, but I just think it looks a little nicer. I can't compare it to the show. I don't remember what Tigerhawk looked like in the show. This one could be much more show accurate.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on. And we've got something new, and this is Unix Square Combat, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. So these are going to be action figures that, you can pose and stuff. What do you think of these designs?
They look good. I think they, if Transformers were action figures, this is what I think they would look like.
Yeah, I think Prime looks good. I don't like Starscream's giant null rays. They're way too long, and I don't like his from the knee down.
I did not notice those null rays. Those are more like crutches than weapons. That's that's an aged Starscream. So yeah, those are humongous. Prime does look great. Starscream looks more like a Gundam or Robotech-ish type bot here.
Prime looks like he could transform. Starscream does not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, let's move on. And DNA, who is this? Who is DNA doing? I don't know.
Really?
I think it's Motormaster or something like that, but they already did the Thundertrons.
This Armada Optimus.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, obviously they're doing Armada Prime. If you go on their Facebook page, they're actually giving this away free to 3 people if you guess who it is. So if you want this, go and guess, and you could be enrolled to get one of these. So we both knew this was happening when we first saw the Armada Prime and said this was wrong, this was wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So
If they do not fix that crotch flap, I'm going to laugh.
So if they do, I already know the answer, but if they do fix that crotch part, are you picking it up?
Well, what do you think my answer would be?
Not only no, but hell no, because you don't like the price.
I was going to pick it up if they fix that.
To buy the upgrade kit as well as...
I am joking with you.
I was like, wait a minute. Who is this guy?
I wouldn't. There's too many things wrong with it. And at the end of the day, I just want the base figure. I don't want the trailer, the armor and all that. I just want that little Prime. And I'm never going to get it. So I'm completely out.
Yeah, this is not going to make it in my collection either. I did pick up the Fans Hobby, and even that was a stretch. That was like a impulse buy at TFCon. So not going to be picking this up either.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some updates. And we got some YOLO Park updates. So the first one is the AMK Series Pro, G1 Optimus and Megatron. They look exactly like how you would expect them to look.
Megatron's face looks kind of screamish. Like
it might be the shadows.
Angle.
The angle in the shadows. Yeah.
He just looks like a Grim Reaper more so than a bot, but yeah, I like it. I like the colors. I like the accents on there. I like the lines and everything on there looks really detailed.
Yeah, it does look good. Here is how they come. So here's the Megatron and all of his pieces. I don't understand why they don't just assemble them. It's not really a model kit. It wouldn't have raised the price, and it probably would have stayed together better. I don't know. I don't get it. I would feel like I'm the factory, worker putting it together, because I wouldn't be screwing anything in or fixing it up. It's literally just pop, 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 pop. You're done.
It's literally like under 15 steps or something like that to connect everything together. So it is.
I don't need a manual to put this together.
You really don't, unless you have to turn something an alternate way or something like that. But
yeah, to lock it in or something.
Yeah, but it's literally like under 15 steps to pop all this together. So I guess maybe they're doing this also because it would appeal to, when it's finished, to maybe some older collectors, but it's simple enough for a younger kid to put together as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going with.
All right, well, we'll go with that. They're trying to. Bobby says YOLO Park's trying to appeal to everybody.
I don't know.
Are they appealing to everybody on this? This is YOLO Park's IES Series Optimus Primal. And it comes in 2 versions. That's why it says which version is your collection preference. So one of them is, where is it? It's $199 for a deposit. It's $13.99 to have. It's 62 centimeters high. And it comes with interchangeable heads and the roaring light effect, which you see there. The second one is limited to 500 pieces. The deposit's $299 and it's $21.99, and that's $2,199. It's the same thing, except it comes with a few extra things like a smoke effect, a jungle base, and stuff like that. It is really big, but it's as much as Robosen Grimlock.
Wow. That was US dollars? That wasn't like...
That was US dollars, yes.
That wasn't like pesos or Monopoly money or...
No. I mean, it's huge. Look at it next to the MP Primal right there. But, that's a lot for a non-transforming figure. You have to really like this movie to pick this up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, even if you didn't like the movie, you have to really like this character. Because there's been movies that, I know you like Shatter, and there may be movies that we didn't necessarily care for, but it might have been a character or a figure out of that. But, jeez, nah, I mean, that... Babe, can I get this $2,100 Transformer model?
Gorilla.
Gorilla from Rise of the Beast, I'm probably gonna get a remote thrown at me or something like that. Jeez. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Ooh. I thought the first
it's
option was ridiculous. So
And then the second one came out.
yeah,
YOLO Park also showed off their official Nemesis Prime, and it looks fine, but it's also too much for me personally. You don't want it, and there's a third-party one that actually transforms for like 200. I'd pick that up before this any day.
I do like the little hologram thing
Globe.
coming in his arm.
That's why I picked it. I thought, and it's in pink instead of like orange or blue, and I think that really suits a Decepticon.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, ooh.
Picking it up then?
Of course not. No, not at all. I actually saw
Next,
some
we
metal
got
figures
this.
today that didn't transform, and my wife was asking me if I like those, and they were just like these little itty bitty things. I was like, no, they don't transform.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Next, we've got BWTW 1028 Studio Series 56 Shockwave. I think this is a re-release. Could be wrong. And I'm going to be honest, I've always liked this design. Not as Shockwave, but as just some bulking monster transformer. I like the rib cage design, and it really speaks to me, and it's cool as a monster. It's only $24. Probably still won't pick it up because I just have no place for it in my collection.
Not at all for me. $24, $2.40, 24 cents. I don't like it at all. So
I think it looks cool.
yeah, this is one of those things where we'll have to agree to disagree.
But again, you call this Shockwave, I might have an issue with it. But as somebody that's not Shockwave, yeah.
Well,
It could be a Unicronian Hellroll, you know.
Definitely not Shockwave. Definitely not Shockwave.
Hey, it's better than Wheeljack. He still has one eye and a gun and is purple. That's better than that Wheeljack.
That's Pablo. That is Pablo.
It's better than Pablo. Next, we've got the first color samples of MB24 Lernaean. If you know how to pronounce what they're calling this, let me know. There are way too many vowels in there. But it looks good.
They look really good together. The colors match very well with them. I'm excited to be getting this.
Yeah, I think they look good as well. And here it is with some of their stands. And I think you're getting some of these stands to do this exact thing. Am I correct?
Correct. And this is actually the combined mode as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And so I do have the stands. I actually have them already since I have the two versions of the Dreadwind. Can't remember the names of them. But anyway, since I have the first two releases, and that actually, from underneath, it looks good in combined mode.
Yeah, it actually fits. You know, they clean up very well. So
Yes.
that's cool.
Man, and that's a lot of weight on that one stand, so that's good. That makes me feel good about the stand.
You have to, if there's screws, you're gonna have to tighten those up.
No, they just pop in. Actually,
Those aren't screws. There's what is the metal?
I'm saying on the stands, it's actually.
Oh yeah, but the joints are screws, right?
Yeah, but you don't screw them. They're already together when you.
I know.
Up, so.
What I mean is to screw it together to tighten them.
So
it withstand the weight and not collapse in on itself.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're pretty tight. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still tighten them. You don't want them loosening over time.
No.
All right. So let's talk about what's incoming. And the first one is something that I have been waiting for since I was 4 or 5 years old. And that's this Tarantulas. So I had the original one as a kid. I already paid for it, and I'm assuming preparing to ship. This thing looks so good. I understand what you mean about tune accuracy now, because this is so tune accurate, but it's also accurate to the toy. So maybe I don't understand tune accuracy, but I think this thing looks amazing. Are you picking this up, and when will it be at your house?
So I did share with you that I did have my you can pay your balance now email, And before I shared that with you, I had already paid the balance. So I will be getting this, and I'm glad to know that you finally got yours, since I know you were.
Well, I actually, you actually texted me late at night, and I'm like, I gotta check on Show Z, and I could have paid it last night, but I'm like, I'm too tired. I'm gonna misclick and pay something wrong. So I bought it today. So yeah, they just didn't send me the email for whatever reason. But
Okay.
oh, this thing looks amazing.
It does look good, and I must admit you have influenced me a little bit on picking this up, but I do like how these figures have been coming out in the toy version. They're holding up very well. So
Yeah, and I cannot wait for that black and silver repaint. So let's move on to this. Why don't you introduce this, Bobby?
this is the Robosen. This is upsetting me. This is the Robosen.
They're calling it
this is
the
like
AI base.
it's like a docking base for their Prime, so you can charge your Prime, and it will do some of the. You can actually do some of the actions on the base while it's connected to the base, which is cool. I really like that idea. It's the price point on this thing that is stupid. It is ridiculous. And it's $250, I believe.
$249. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. It's bad enough that you're coming out with the Prime. I bought the flagship. Granted, it was kind of the introduction to me from Robosen, and it might have been cheaper. But then you came out with the Elite, which was the smaller version. That was the same price that I paid for my flagship, which was crazy. And then you came out with the trailer that was expensive, that had all of its flaws. And then you're coming out with this Grimlock, which I do have pre-ordered, which is expensive. And so I don't know, for $250, I could definitely think of something else to do than to have my Optimus charge on this stand. And this is a soft rant from me. I will not be picking this up.
Oh, he's not completing the set. Yeah. I think it looks nice. I like the weathering, and I think they did a good job with that. But $250 for a charger is a little crazy, especially, I don't know if you bought it, but there was like some 3D printed ones that worked just fine. So
I'm actually going in to, I literally saved the link for those 3D printed ones just because I wanted to see what this one cost, and I will be going. And I thought the 3D ones might be, a little bit expensive, but they're still in comparison.
They are. All right, well, let's talk about some things that recently came out. We only got a few. First one is this. So this is the PulseCon exclusive, but wait, people have found it at GameStops in Canada.
Huh.
So I guess it's only a US exclusive. Elsewhere, it's going to be, available at GameStops and whatnot. So how many of these are you picking up? You're picking up 2 of them, so you could have 2 jolts for both of them?
I am picking up none of these because I know how much of a fan you are, that I want to save some on the shelves for you to get. And the whole exclusive
Thank you.
thing.
I was going to go get one so I could go ahead and send it to you.
Well, hey, if you don't mind paying for it and not expecting me to reimburse you, I will gladly put it on my shelf and hold it for you on my shelf, But I am completely out on this, and here goes another exclusive thing that I went on a small rant because of a company saying that there was, only 200 pieces of this certain figure, Red Wing, that ended up being other places for sale, and I jumped on the exclusives thinking they were really exclusive. So I am out on this, and you can keep your exclusive crap.
Yeah, no, I am also out on this. If it had the correct jolt, it would be more tempting, gonna be honest with you. But it's the wrong jolt. It should be yellow. And I don't understand. I get it, it's supposed to go with the original Hot Shot, but then who goes with this one that's an exclusive? Nobody.
So they're gonna release an exclusive Jolt to go with this one.
Yeah, or they'll release, let's say, Red Alert when they do Red Alert with the yellow Jolt. And then the next one is going to have Red Alert's Minicon, and the next one's going to have that one's Minicon. So you have to buy them all.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyways, this next one, I thought of you when I put this on there. This is BWTW 1027 Cybertron Commander Optimus Prime. So it is the same company that did that Shockwave. Now, I thought you would really like this because it's an Optimus Prime and has a cool axe.
It's okay. It's okay. It has an app crunch, which I'm sure you really enjoy.
I do like that. You know, I always like that.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't like the peg for the foot attaching to the leg. It looks like it's a huge peg, you know, on that left leg in particular.
I think that's Hasbro that designed that.
It doesn't look clean to me.
This is, just to be, you know, completely transparent, this is a KO of the Studio Series one.
Yeah. And you know, I already told you how I feel about the Studio Series ones anyway, which won't be making it into my collection. But that's something that I do notice about this toy anyway, that stands out as and don't really like that. Because I can see it just getting weak and not being able to stand, or, you know, something like that.
Yeah, with this, the parts I have that are an issue are the gray parts. I think that axe needs to have some orange on it or some silver.
Okay.
Either one. It looks very plain. And I don't like that gray stripe going around it. They should have made it red with a painted white stripe. Because that looks really... In vehicle mode, excuse me. Because that looks really weird how it like goes down and it's like part of the truck, not painted on the truck. But I think this is more easy to find than... Obviously, it's more easy to find than the exclusive that was Target. Even though I saw that one everywhere when it first came out. I guess it's hard to find. So I would pick this up if I was interested in this for, you know, it's like $20. Now, if they do a Nemesis color for the same price, I'd be more persuaded to. But time will tell.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Again, maybe once I get some more shelves and I can dedicate and actually realize how many different primes I have, whether it's a lot or a little, maybe I would be more inclined to start picking up more primes to put in that dedicated prime case. And then, you know, this might be one of those $20, you know, it was only $20 type of pickups instead of this is something I really wanted.
Gotcha. Well, time will tell. That's everything we have for you today. Now, Bobby, what should they do?
Oh, as always, it should make an easy decision for you. Please like, share, subscribe. You know, we really appreciate it. Small gesture from you really helps us out. So, and click that notification bell so you know when we're posting some new content.
And let us know which one of these in the comments was your favorite, what you plan on picking up, and what you hate. Let us know how many of those Robosen bases you are going to be picking up, because they're just so dang cool.
Yes, and you know, if we missed anything, we really appreciate in the comments when you guys, you know, let us know things we missed, or how to pronounce something. So definitely helps us out. So we really appreciate it, and we will see you all next time.